Hello and welcome back to Substream News. Science has revealed a way to keep your brain nice and big and healthy. And no, it's not by subscribing to Substream News, but that might help. So please take a few moments before we begin to just scroll down and give us a quick subscribe. Now, let's go. If researchers from the UK Biobank are correct, the data suggests there is a clear way for middle-aged adults to improve reaction time and memory and reverse the effects of aging on the brain. It's not Sudoku, it's not jigsaws, it's not dark chocolate, blueberries or fatty fish, which do help somewhat, but it's daytime napping. Yes, data from over 375,000 UK residents has confirmed that a good old siesta is essential to improving brain function and health. I've got the exact quote right here. Daytime napping has been associated with cognitive function and brain health in observational studies. However, it remains elusive whether these associations are causal. Using Mendelian randomization, we studied the relationship between habitual daytime napping and cognition and brain structure. Our outcomes were total brain volume, hippocampal volume, reaction time, and visual memory. Impressive. Now, data suggests that brain size starts to reduce by about 5% per year from the age of 40. So if you are over the age of 40 watching this video, you might want to consider introducing siestas or daytime naps into your routine. Now, it won't be easy for everyone, but if you can find time, maybe even go sit in your car in the car park and doze off for a little bit. It may help you live a longer, happier life with better brain health. And we would love that for you guys. And moving on to the other side of the world, Beijing-based Betavolt claims they have created a nuclear battery that will survive 50 years without maintenance or charging. This is a really impressive feat, and it's claimed this is a world first in realizing the miniaturization of atomic energy, placing nickel-63 isotopes into a module smaller than a coin. Now, if that was a bit too scientific for you, let me read an extract from their press release. It says, Betavolt atomic energy batteries can meet the needs of long-lasting power supply in multiple scenarios, such as aerospace, AI equipment, medical equipment, microprocessors, advanced sensors, small drones, and micro-robots. This new energy innovation will help China gain a leading edge in the new round of the AI technological revolution. So you're probably wondering, how powerful can this battery be if it's spreading its power over 50 years? Well, they say it delivers 100 microwatts of power and a voltage of 3 volts while measuring 15 cubic millimeters. It also has a layered design, which means it cannot catch fire or explode in result to sudden force, and is also capable of working in temperatures from -60 to 120 degrees Celsius. Now, I'm so impressed by this. As a kid, I was forever recharging my battery so I could play my Game Boy. When the battery went dead, the Game Boy just didn't work, and I was cut off from it. I think this could be really good. Now, I have two questions, right? So my immediate thing was like, okay, surely this is dangerous, right? So my questions were, is it dangerous to humans through radiation? And how do we dispose of these batteries? Like, is there an environmentally friendly or responsible way? And apparently, yes, there is. So Betavolt claim the atomic energy battery developed by Betavolt is absolutely safe, has no external radiation, and is suitable for use in medical devices such as pacemakers, artificial hearts, and cochleas in the human body. So if they're vouching for it going inside our bodies, then I'm really hoping it doesn't radiate. And they also said atomic energy batteries are environmentally friendly. After the decay period, the 63 isotopes turn into a stable isotope of copper, which is non-radioactive and does not pose any threat or pollution to the environment. Now, if you're as impressed with this as I am, let us know in the comments. Would you buy a battery that you never have to charge again? Can you imagine never having to charge your phone again? Being able to fly your drone for forever? I think there are so many fun possibilities with this one. But let's move on to the next story because we've got 5 today. Samsung Android users, not me, I'm an iPhone guy. Soon you will be getting a free AI upgrade to your Messenger. So it seems like good news on the surface, but there are some casting doubt to the wind. A new AI upgrade for Google Messages comes with significant privacy risk, and that's because Bard, which is Google's AI, will ask to read and analyze your private message history. Now, that's the trade-off. So some will be excited for this ready-made ChatGPT-like AI assistant. Would you mind it knowing all of your message history? Some will blindly click accept on the terms and conditions. Some will be a bit more skeptical, and there is good reason for concern. Why does Bard need to know all of your message history? Well, here's what they say. Well, it's claimed that Bard needs to understand the context of your conversations, your tone, and your interests. It wants to analyze the sentiment of your messages to tailor its responses to your mood and vibe. And it may analyze your message history with different contexts to understand your relationship dynamics, to personalize responses based on who you're talking to. I feel that most people will probably just accept terms and conditions, play along, and enjoy this new tool. But I feel that Google knows so much about us. It's kind of invasive. They have way too much data. This is giving them even more. And what assurances? I challenge Google to give us the assurances that we need to know that this won't invite some kind of AI privacy nightmare. Oh, and Google are not the only ones building a tool like this. Actually, Apple's working on something very similar, but with a key difference that I think is a real bonus. So Google's AI, what it will do with your mobile device is it will send your requests to the cloud, to Google's cloud, and process it and send the result back. And that's a vulnerability. That's where an exploit might happen. Whereas what Apple's building is in your device. It will operate AI assistants from the hardware in your hand, so that avoids the need for the cloud and any data centers. And I think that's a much better system than the Android equivalent. And moving on, the world's richest man. Is he still the world's richest man? Not quite sure. It changes all the time, but the man that the technologists like myself love to talk about, it's Elon Musk. He owns a company called Neuralink, and this week they successfully implanted a wireless chip into a human brain. Oh, this is like sci-fi becoming fiction. If you saw our last video, this could well have made the cut. But his company's not the first to do this. It will probably just be the one that gets the most attention because it's Neuralink, it's Elon Musk. But there are a lot of companies getting brain chips tested right now on humans, and apparently they're working and they're taking quite well to the human body. So I have a question for you. Would you let Elon Musk put a chip in your brain? I think most watching would say no. No way. What if I told you that Swiss researchers at Lausanne University gave an implant to a 40-year-old Dutch guy? Now, he had been paralyzed for 12 years, and now he can walk and climb stairs just by thinking about walking and thinking about taking steps. He's literally used the brain chip to cure paralysis through thought. I think that's incredible. Now, that's not Neuralink, that's a different project. But if you were in his position, would you get the chip? Now think there are so many good reasons to get a brain chip to cure people with mobility issues and more. Ooh, there's a lot to think about here. And we've made it to the final story, and it seems that every week our stories end on a lighter note or a brown note. And yes, I have another poop-related story for you. Caffeine stimulates your bowels, and oil relaxes them. So if you mix coffee and oil, what do you get? A laxative. Listen up. Starbucks, Canada, London, Osaka, Paris, and Tokyo. The Starbucks there, in these 5 cities, have released a new range of coffee called Oleato, and it is olive oil and coffee mixed together. And people on Reddit are calling it a legitimate laxative. Well, I don't need the olive oil personally, but I think that's a bit crazy. And I read that during the testing for this new range, most of the people tasting it had to take an emergency trip to the bathroom. And you know what? You might think this might be a ridiculous product, but there are a lot of people that use coffee in the mornings for the purpose of making bowel movements. And if the oil makes it even smoother, more power to them. Knock yourselves out. And that is it for this week on Substream News. I'm Joseph, your presenter, and I kindly ask you to go down, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow and we need your help. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Goodbye for now.